Good morning and welcome to Faith on the Ground. You guys, we are so excited. We're in a new space this morning. I've been begging Baden to let me use this, and he said, yeah, sure, let's go for it. But guys, this is Faith on the Ground, where we are shining a light on what God is doing through real people and real ministry right now. And so I'm your host, Ian Velasquez. And today, this morning, I have my good friend, Daniel Wilson here. He is the pastor at First Baptist Jemison. And so I'm so excited. I've known him for a pretty good while now. I think the very first time me and my wife actually started dating when we were in college, you were at West End, I believe, at that time. And I would come back, and I was that weird young kid that I was like, I got to go introduce myself to the pastor when nobody else is around. But I was like, I feel like I need to go do this. And so I'm so excited to have you on the show this morning, man.
Hey, I'm thrilled to be here, and I remember that. I remember that Sunday.
Oh,
and
man.
made an impression on me.
Hey.
Really did. And so you are a good friend of mine, Ian.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate your friendship, value your ministry, and I am thankful to be asked to be on the program today.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you have family, kids, wife?
Yep. Erin is my wife. We've been married for, it'll be 21 years this summer.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Yes. And no, it'll be 22 years this summer. My bad.
22.
22 years.
Cut it out real quick.
Yeah, it goes by fast.
Yeah.
And two sons. The oldest one turned 16 last week, so we have a new driver
Oh,
in
man.
the family. And
Wow.
and he was just a baby
I know.
when I first met you.
That's where I'm just like, I'm so old now.
Yeah. So he's 16 and he's driving, and the other one is 12.
Awesome.
And so it's a busy time for our family.
Oh,
They are
yeah.
involved in everything: football, basketball, baseball,
All
tennis.
the sports.
Yes.
Yeah, very athletic, and I think that's what every time I see them, they're playing a sport somewhere.
Yes, yeah, they are. They did not get that from me. So, I love sports, love watching sports, but man, their athleticism is beyond mine.
Man, so tell me, how long have you been in Chilton County?
Basically,
right now?
basically since 2012.
Okay.
What brought me to Chilton County was pastoring West End Baptist Church.
Yes.
I love the church, love the community, love the people, and we were away for a while pastoring back in the Birmingham area.
Yeah.
And then moved back to Chilton County, and for about 6 years, I was a state missionary with Alabama Baptists.
Mm-hmm.
And so we lived here in Chilton County, but I ministered in churches all throughout Alabama,
Yeah.
traveled the state. And about 2.5 years ago, First Baptist Jemison called me to be their pastor.
Yeah.
And just grateful for that. I love my church, I love
Yeah.
my community, and this is home. This is
Come on.
This is the only home really our boys have ever known.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yes.
Well, come on. Well, I know I've heard some amazing things just going on at First Baptist Jemison and just all the things that y'all are doing up there. But just to kind of go off of that, Pastor Daniel, how did you first feel called into ministry?
Okay. Well, I cannot separate my call to ministry from my salvation experience.
Yeah.
I was blessed to be raised in a home. My parents loved the Lord. They passed their faith down to me. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was never a time when I did not know the gospel.
Right.
But as a child, as a 6-year-old, I was saved.
Yeah.
I gave all the heart I knew to give
Mm-hmm.
to Jesus as my Savior. But I remember the very next morning, I thought it was. I got saved on a Sunday night. I went to first grade the next day, and at recess set all the kids down on the wall on the playground.
Yeah.
And started preaching to them. So I
Come
thought
on.
that was what I was supposed to do now that I was a Christian. So
Yeah.
but that was just, it was in me. And the just desire to serve God, to minister to people, to preach the gospel. And Jeremiah said that when he said that he would not speak anymore in his name,
Mm-hmm.
it was like a fire shut up in his bones,
Yeah.
and he could not contain it. And I think that's me. Like
That's so
the
good.
gospel is a fire shut up in my bones, and
Yeah.
I cannot keep it to myself. Woe is me if I do not preach the gospel, as Paul said. So
Man.
that's my story.
That's so cool, though. First grade, come on.
Well,
Sit.
I don't
All
know.
y'all sit down real quick. Let me tell you the gospel real quick. Man, I love
Before
it.
kickball. We did that
Before
before
kickball. Then go out there and have at
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
But no, that's an awesome, calling that you have. And how young it started. You said 6 years
And
old.
I was blessed. I didn't have to make those hard decisions later on as to what was I going to do with my life. It
Yes.
was like that path had been chosen for me.
Yeah,
And
that's so good. So what's a moment that just confirmed that you were right where God wanted you to be just in ministry?
Okay, well, let me speak about my calling to First Baptist Jemison.
Yeah.
I'll speak to my confirmation there.
Absolutely.
I had been the interim pastor, which in Baptist churches, the interim is like the guy who fills in between permanent pastors. So I was still a missionary for Alabama Baptists.
Yes.
But I was Sunday by Sunday preaching at First Baptist Jemison.
Right.
And the Lord had just knit my heart together with the congregation's heart, and that was just a mutual love for each other. But then my time as the interim came to an end. I needed to go back on the road and travel, be in other churches. So I did that for another 6 months.
Yeah.
But I could not get Jemison off my heart. And I had driven literally in the 6 years I was with the Alabama Baptist Convention. I had driven over 200,000 miles, probably 250,000 miles, just on the back roads of Alabama, going from church to church. Okay?
Yeah.
So I was on the road all the time, nights, weekends, Sundays.
Yeah.
And I was missing a lot at home. And I missed not pastoring people. I missed, I would just kind of pop in a church, preach a sermon, drive down the road, pop in another church, preach a sermon, just different congregation every night. Lord was dealing with my heart about shepherding the souls of people.
Yeah.
And being more present at home. And I was battling this in my heart one night, and Samuel, who at the time, I think he may have been 13. I think he was 13. He's on his phone just, scrolling on social media. And I'm just sitting over there in my own little world. And out of the blue, this was not a conversation we were having. Out of the blue, I just said, Samuel, I think I'm going to take that church. And all of a sudden, he stopped scrolling. He looked up, and he said, yes. And that's not what I thought, you know what I mean? And I said,
Yes, thank you.
I said, Samuel. What? And I was shocked, and I think I expressed my shock. I said, Samuel, why did you say yes?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that from him.
Right.
And he said, because that means you're going to be home more, Daddy. And that was it. That was it. I got on the phone right then, called the chairman of the search committee and said, yeah, this is where God wants me.
Wow.
My family needs me.
Yeah.
And that was just, and I've never looked back.
Yeah.
And the Lord confirmed other things in
Absolutely.
that. But anyway,
That's so good.
God spoke through the mouth of my son, really.
And that's so cool. And that's awesome how your son was just like, yes, we get to just be home. You get to be home.
Exactly.
Get to see you more. I would have dropped everything. Absolutely. We're done.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. Golly. That's awesome. That's so good. And so going off of that, what would you say is just the heartbeat behind your ministry at First Baptist Jemison?
People.
The people.
Right? Okay, Jude verse 22. Only the King James says this. Other translations, it reads different.
Yeah.
But the King James says in Jude verse 22, it says, and on some have compassion, making a difference.
Yeah.
And I like just the phraseology of that. Compassion makes a difference.
Yeah.
And so I think the heartbeat of my ministry right now is accepting. I want to create a culture or have a church culture where people feel accepted for who they are, where they are.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of times I feel like we try to rush people up,
Yeah.
or put too much on people. Church should not be burdensome.
Yeah.
And so I want a place where people can kind of get involved at the level which they are comfortable getting involved.
Yeah.
And so if you're just kind of test driving church for the first time, I want you to know that you're welcome here. If you just come on Easter Sunday, I want you to know that you're welcome here. But if you want to go deep with God and mind the depths of discipleship, then we want to create a pathway for you as well. So we want to have a broad ministry. we also want to have a deep ministry. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
but,
for sure.
But basically,
like you want to have a place for everybody. Like
meeting people where they are.
Yeah, meeting people where they are, and then even what if they want to go even deeper, this is what you have for them.
Hopefully,
the discipleship,
Yes.
All of the different things that they can get involved with
Yeah.
at your church.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. I think that's meant for every church, or that
Yeah,
should be
it
happening.
is. It is.
Just to where somebody can feel like, hey, you know what? Right now, I'm new into ministry. I'm new into the church. New into visiting any of this.
Yeah.
I just want to visit. I want to check it out. Okay, well, we have a place for you.
Exactly. And there's so much hurt in this world. That's one thing that I just see every single day. So many people are hurting, and I'm not a good leader. Like I don't think I'm a great preacher.
Oh man.
But I think like caring for people.
Yes.
And having again compassion for people, or just listening to people's stories, walking slowly among the people, being patient with people, understanding their frailties.
Absolutely.
Like those are the things that I think that you earn the right to speak and to lead by just showing up and showing that you care. So I guess that's kind of the heartbeat of my ministry.
Absolutely. And I think, and I mean, you see that in everything, and you can see that in what you do just because you're walking with them.
Well,
I think you're walking with them through
You're very kind.
their issues or whatever it is they might be going through. And I love how you said, like, I don't know if it was how like you earn their respect or earn the way to talk to them, but or to speak. But I think if once you build that relationship with somebody, they want to hear what you have to say. And
you're a good listener.
I try.
You're the epitome of that.
I try so hard.
You know, and you affirm people.
My ADD kicks in, and sometimes I'm all over the place, but I try real hard.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely, and so that is awesome. But real quick, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna go into our second part of our segment. It's called Ministry in Motion, and just seeing just what you're excited about through ministry and all that other stuff. But real quick, we're gonna take a break, and then we'll be right back after this.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
All right, and we're back here with ministry, with Faith on the Ground, where we're going into Ministry in Motion. And so, going into this, what is something that in your ministry that you are just really excited about right now?
Oh goodness, I think we're seeing people in the church kind of take responsibility, take ownership over ministries, or maybe they're bringing ministry ideas to me, so I'm not having to create ministry. So, for instance, we have a couple of ladies in the church who have lost their husbands in recent months or in recent years, and so they came to me with the thought, we want to start a support group basically for people who are dealing with grief. It's not like a counseling session. It's not really like working through a workbook or something. But and it's so creative. They said we're going to call it FIGS, Friends in Grief.
Oh wow!
And it's more or less just if you've lost a loved one and are grieving, it's a chance for friends to get together, share a meal, and just work through that.
Yeah.
Through the context of friendship. So,
absolutely.
But that's happened. That's happened in several places recently in our congregation. So again, it's like the people have been freed up to do ministry.
That's awesome though. And it's so cool that they're like what you said, taking ownership of just where they can just serve.
And they're meeting
way.
needs, like a real practical, tangible need.
Yes.
And I love that.
Come on. And so going off of that, as well, can you just share a recent God moment that you've had, just that you've seen through your ministry?
Oh man. All right. And I appreciate that question.
Yeah.
If I can reframe it, maybe because I think about that. I think about this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We always like want to see God move in like a dramatic way, like a thunderclap.
Right.
I think about Elijah when he's in the cleft of the rock and there's the earthquake and there's the storm and he's looking for God in the cataclysmic event, and then all of a sudden God shows up in the gentle whisper.
Yeah.
I think
that's good.
I think like God is always at work, and I try to be cognizant to see God in a smile, in a conversation, in a "How's your day been?" In a "I appreciate you, I love you," in a pat on the back. Like I think all those moments are times when God shows up and He may be speaking to us or ministering to us in ways that we often don't see because we're looking for something big.
Right.
But I think the small things, the mundane things, are oftentimes where I like to see God at work, just nudging me, or you may perhaps using me or somebody else to nudge somebody else.
Absolutely.
Closer to Him. I don't know.
No, for sure. And I think that's great. And I think that's one of those. I like how you put that. We try to see God moving, or we expect Him to move in these thunderclap moments, like you said. And I think it's really cool or not really cool, but just it's great to just kind of slow down and to see Him move in the conversation that you get to have with someone that's in your congregation just wants them that you haven't seen in a while, and you get to just sit there and talk to them, or just somebody smiling through, see God smiling through somebody else or something like that.
Sometimes the greatest help is just, you know what, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it through the day. But that right there just gave me the oomph that I needed to keep on going. I mean, sometimes that is the biggest way that God shows up, just to sustain us or strengthen us when we didn't think we had it in us to get through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
so good. And so this question always kind of seems like the same thing, but how have you seen God move in an unexpected way in your life?
Man, my goodness. I mean, we have seen, we've seen some conversions, some adult conversions recently, and maybe people whose backgrounds have been something out of which they've been saved out of a pretty dramatic background. We've seen some of that recently at the church, and that's always incredible. You celebrate every testimony, whether somebody is saved as a child or as an adult, whether somebody has this, I was a bank robber testimony, or whether somebody has this, I was in Sunday school and got saved. But so all that is God working in tremendous ways. But I guess sometimes we just see, wow,
right.
God still is in the saving business, or that God still is able to radically change someone's life and deliver them from habits and hang-ups and addiction. So it's always great to see when God really, takes somebody's life and turns it around and puts them on a whole different trajectory.
Yeah.
And we have seen, some of that. But oftentimes it's not an overnight thing. Mm-hmm. And that's also neat to see, where there's somebody who was kicking the tires on the church to see if they really want it to get in or not. But over time, patiently, slowly, you begin to see God chip away at some of those rough
Yeah.
edges and soften their heart towards the gospel, and turn their heart towards Him. So I don't know,
No,
but we've
that's great.
seen that, and people are on or it's a trajectory, it's a pendulum, and
Yeah.
just kind of moving the pendulum where people are in their relationship with God,
That's so good. Absolutely.
nudging them closer to Him.
And I know at least through, I feel like through our work or just in general, someone you've been praying for, or anything that you're doing, it's great to see that kind of like pendulum kind of swing,
Yeah.
and to see someone
Yeah.
go from just that, that relationship where they're interested in the gospel, they're interested in learning more, and then they just continue just to kind of grow through that.
And sometimes they're not even interested in the
No,
gospel.
not at all.
But they came because their girlfriend or their wife or their fiance or
Yeah.
whatever, or their parents. But anyway, over time, through relationships, the gospel travels on the rails of relationships.
Absolutely.
And again, you got to earn the right to be heard.
Right.
And through extending friendship and grace and understanding and compassion, then maybe over time, God uses that.
Right, and I think that's been one of the biggest things for me, at least in ministry, is building those relationships.
You're good at it.
Because like when I first started doing youth ministry, I didn't know what in the world I was going to do. I was just kind of like, okay, trying to ask all these mentors that I have, and one thing that I knew that I wouldn't say good at, but I knew this was like a calling in my life, was to build relationships with people. I enjoy being around people. I enjoy talking to people, finding stuff out about them, or not in a bad way, but just like just talking with them and learning more about them, and just taking that time to just hear them out. And so I was like, all right, I guess I'll do that. And that has been one of my favorite things, just in ministry as a whole, is just building these relationships with people and just loving on them. And even and especially with like student ministry, like that's been really cool, just to get to know these students, get to know where their hearts are at, meeting them where they are, as we talked about. And then just showing them while we build those relationships, when you come on a Wednesday night, or even just in one-on-one discipleship, just talking to them about who Jesus is.
Yes.
And just seeing, hey, what is your life like? And I think that's been such a really cool thing, and I think is one of the biggest things, I think, in any ministry that anyone really does, is to build those relationships with people.
And that takes time, and it takes patience.
It does.
And by nature, I've lived so much of my life in a hurry, and I repent of even so much of my ministry has been spent. I've got to hurry up. I've got to rush through this because I've got something else to do next. I've got someone else to meet with next. I've got someone else to visit next. And so I feel like for a lot of my ministry, I may have cut people short when I should have been more present in the moment and more attentive.
You're right.
With the people who are right in front of me. And so I regret a lot of opportunities I missed because I was looking at the next thing that I had to do.
Yeah.
And
but hey, I think it's one of those things that we can always go back. We can always at least say, hey, let me spend more time. I think it's trying to not fix what you might have missed with those certain people saying, hey, let's move forward, or I got to go. But I think we always have time to at least go back and just kind of remedy that, or continue just to build that.
Today forward.
And so we're going to move to our next segment. So segment 3, this is just personal and real. And so for this one, I love these. But what is just a spiritual lesson that God has been teaching you here recently?
Oh my, let's see. There's a lot that I could lock in on. My
like,
goodness. I perhaps that, I mentioned being an interim pastor before I became the pastor.
Yeah.
That's a temporary, and again, that's meant, okay, you're not permanent, the church had a pastor, now you're the interim pastor until you find somebody else.
Right.
Well, you know what, in a sense, all of us are interims. All of us are interims. Like, all of our ministries are temporary.
Yeah.
So it's not my church. It's not my ministry.
Yeah.
It's God's church, it's God's ministry. And there was a pastor at First Baptist Jemison before I came. There'll be a pastor at First Baptist Jemison after I leave.
Yeah.
And so all of us, everything in this life is temporary, and
Yeah.
we are stewards, and God has entrusted something to us, a responsibility to us for just a brief period of time.
Yeah.
And so we've got to be careful stewards of that, because we'll give an account to God one day for how we stewarded
Yeah.
the responsibilities and gifts and opportunities He gave us. So I guess I want to be a good steward
Come on.
of what God has entrusted to me.
Absolutely.
And I want to realize that it's not about me. It's nothing is. As I joke a lot of times and just say, you know what, I have all this stuff at the house. I got some Indian arrowheads. I've got some some sports memorabilia. I've got some autographs. All this stuff that I think is real important, and I think I keep on display and in showcases and stuff. And I got a little pocket knife collection.
Yeah.
As soon as I die, and I got diplomas hanging on the walls, nicely framed. As soon as I die, all that stuff goes into a cardboard box, and it gets picked up on Monday morning by the trash people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Life moves on.
Yeah.
Life moves on. And so
Man.
you've just got to realize that.
And that's so good, because I think sometimes we get kind of caught up in, I know I have, at least in the sense of just like, oh man, this is my ministry. Let me make it as perfect as I possibly can. And I feel like there's a lot of weight that kind of gets put on you as well, in building those certain things and doing those certain things. Not saying we shouldn't make it good, right?
Yes.
But I think it's one of those things to where, guess what? After you, there's going to be somebody else. Somebody else is going to step up or step in.
That's right.
And so I think that's so good.
God buries His workers, but His work goes on.
Yes, absolutely. And you mentioned this. This made me think of this. You were talking about your pocket knives, and if something happens, you said they're going in the trash, or somewhere, not in the trash, but somewhere. There was. I'll take one.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'll take one. We were at there was a family friend that was close to Mary Catherine's family. They passed away not too long ago, and I remember at the funeral, I think it was all the men that were there.
Yes.
Chapel.
Yes, that's right. Tim Chappell.
Yes, and I remember they had asked all the men to come up, and because he had a huge pocket knife collection,
Yes.
I believe, and I think he just asked all the men to come up and grab one
As a way to remember him.
Yes, and I thought that was beautiful.
That
That popped in my mind when you said that.
That is, yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I think it's so cool.
Yeah. Well,
but-
my thought is, but that is a good way. That is a good reminder, a good way to remember people by. But my thought is, all the stuff that we think is so valuable, so important.
Yes.
One of these
It could
days
be gone in a
it's
second.
gone. One of these days
Yeah.
it's gone. So live for that which matters, that which is going to last.
Absolutely.
Live for that which outlasts yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And so going off of that as well, what is something that just keeps you encouraged on the hard days or on the difficult days?
Remembering that God is there. Let me tell you a verse of scripture that, every verse, every day it seems like you have a different favorite verse. You know what that is?
Oh,
so many
yeah.
verses. That's my favorite verse. Well, Isaiah chapter 43, verse 2, I believe it is. God is saying through Isaiah to His people. They're in exile, going through a hard time. But He says, I have called you by your name. You are mine. And when you pass through the waters, I will be with you.
Yeah.
When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. I think so. That's it. In the hard days, it is just the reminder that God knows my name.
Yeah.
That God knows every tear that falls. God knows every prayer that I pray. God knows my name. He knows what I'm going through, and He is walking with me through it.
Yes.
And so that is, I guess, all I could ask for.
That's so good. Absolutely. And I think it's so good because when you get in those times, it's good to just remember those things. That God is there with you. That He has called you His. And just to be able to, and I think sometimes that for a lot of folks, they folks just don't know what to do after that, or something get some bad news. It's just kind of just like, I don't know where to move. I don't know what to do. And so I think just being able to say, hey, look, you're not alone. Is a big one.
That's the promise of His presence is the biggest promise we have.
Absolutely.
John Wesley said on his deathbed, the best of all is God is with us.
Yeah.
Like that, I mean, he's dying, and he's like, well, I couldn't ask for anything better than that God is with me right now.
Man.
And so I hope I remember that on the worst days.
Yes.
That there's nothing better than simply remembering that God is here with me.
And to be able to say that on your deathbed
Yeah.
is one of those things to where you know where you're going, you
Yeah.
have that full belief, but it's just to know it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
it is.
But that's so good. And so we're going to change up some questions real quick. So these are just some fun ones,
Okay.
just to get to know you just a little bit more. What is a hobby that you are just really into right now? Do you have a hobby that you're just all about?
I enjoy running.
Running.
I run a
Yes.
lot. And I'm fighting off all this sinus infection and stuff right
Right.
now, and that's kind of slowed my running up a bit right now. But I love to run. I run every day. And
I've seen where you've done a bunch of 5Ks and stuff like that. And,
yeah, I've done marathons.
Marathons.
I've done whatever.
What's
you
the
know.
biggest thing that you've done?
I've done 7 marathons.
Oh, man.
And so, about 2 years ago, I did the Philadelphia Marathon. So
Okay.
I love running in cities. I love just the atmosphere, the ambiance, the excitement. And so, but I've had a lot of great experiences running. When I travel, I love to run in places where I've never been before,
Yeah.
whether it be a rural setting or a urban setting. I just love to run. You get to see the landscape, you know, at a different speed than if you're driving a car or something. So
Right.
New York City, I've run all through Central Park and Manhattan. So I mean, just if I go somewhere, I'm going to be running.
That's so cool.
Just as a way of just learning the lay of the land as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, come
And
on.
I love being my own headspace too.
Right.
It is therapy for me. It's
That's what I've heard.
physical and mental therapy
Man.
for me. And
Yeah.
and so it's a prayer time. It's a devotional time. It's a just checking out time. It's
Yeah.
everything. You know,
Man,
I can think or not think while I'm running.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the time to where I guess you can just kind of decompress too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when things might get stressful
Oh,
or
man.
because that happens.
One day I guess I was in a bad mood at the house, and Aaron said, "Did you run today?" And said, "Go back out there and do a few more miles."
just take some laps.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
go
yeah.
go run real quick. No, that's so good. And your son runs
Yes,
as well.
yes, yeah. We ran. That's neat. We've run a couple 5Ks together.
Okay.
And he's run a 10K. This is Timothy. Timothy's more the runner.
Yeah, yeah.
Samuel's more football. He's
Right.
more of that physicality. Timothy loves all the sports too, but he also enjoys running. And so the Atlanta Peachtree Road
That's what-
Race, the
yes.
10K over there, which he ran that at. I think he was 11 when we ran that. We're going to run it again together this year. But that's
Oh, man.
6.2 miles downtown Atlanta, down Peachtree Street in Atlanta. It's the world's largest 10K road race. So
Wow.
there's 40, 50,000 runners out there. So
Wow.
But to run that with
Oh, for
Timothy,
sure. I bet that's
yeah.
fun.
We went over to Atlanta a few years back and ran the Atlanta Hawks 5K. So
Yes.
the Hawks 5K was the first race Timothy ever ran.
Okay.
And he won over in Atlanta. He won first place for his age division.
Whoa.
Which was just a neat thing.
Yeah, for sure.
you know, I was
Did they get to
proud
go
of
to meet any of the Hawks players or do anything with the Hawks?
The cheerleaders.
Okay, you got to see them?
Got to have his picture made with the cheerleaders.
There you go.
Is what he got for.
Nice.
And they gave him a little basketball, but no, Trey Young was not there.
Oh man, that would have been
I
awesome.
know, I know.
I bet he was. He was
Yes.
like, maybe Trey Young will show up.
Absolutely, that's his
Oh,
favorite
man.
basketball player.
That's so
Disappointed
cool.
that he got traded.
But yeah, no, being able to go and run and do that with your son, with Timothy as well. That's awesome. And so next question, another favorite of mine. If you could sit down with any biblical figure besides Jesus, who would it be and why?
Jonah.
Jonah.
Yes.
That was the fastest I've had someone answer. It's just like this one.
He's it. I mean, he's it. I mean, he preached
Yeah.
at the greatest revival. I think.
Yeah.
The greatest revival that the world has ever seen. I know when Peter preaches at Pentecost, 3,000 souls get saved. But
Right.
again, when Jonah goes and preaches in Nineveh, the Bible says the entire city,
Yeah.
repented and turned to God. The entire and Nineveh, you know how harsh and
Yeah.
ungodly and immoral the Ninevites were.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the entire city repents of that wickedness at the preaching of someone who did not even want to preach.
Right. Yeah.
Like he was on the run from God.
Like, please no.
Like God can use any of us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's just an incredible story of someone
Absolutely.
who really did not want to do what God wanted them to do with their life,
Mm-hmm.
and yet God still used them in a remarkable way. So God can
Absolutely.
use anybody. God can use anybody. And God's a God of second chances. Of course, he runs from God. Of course, I want to know what it must have been like in the belly of that fish.
Yes.
But then I love Jonah chapter 3 where it says, and the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time.
Mm-hmm.
God gives people second chances and third chances and fourth chances to get it right. So I just love it.
That's so good. Oh, man. And just to be able to sit.
Oh, can I say one more thing about Jonah?
Absolutely.
Who wrote the book? Probably Jonah wrote the book.
Right.
So like Jonah chapter 4 ends with him, pouting out there because the worm came and ate up all
Right.
that. And so but Jonah must have written that book because he's the only one, I believe, who would have had firsthand knowledge of the
All of that
ship
happened.
and all that.
Right.
So that tells me that Jonah at the end got things right.
Yeah.
Made everything right with God. But he wasn't afraid to show people his faults.
Yeah.
He
And
was
that's
just
huge.
to be vulnerable and honest. Look, guys, I messed up.
Yeah.
I pouted.
I ran. I didn't want to do
ran.
this.
Yes. Shows
Man.
the humility, I think, of Jonah.
Oh, for sure.
Great humility.
100%. And just to be able to just be like, hey, I didn't want to go do this, but God
Yeah.
kept giving me these chances to
Yeah.
come back. And
Yeah.
so that would be awesome, actually. And so next question, what do you have like a worship song or a hymn or anything that you just really, really love?
It's kind of like Bible verse. It's always changing,
I know,
So,
and
okay.
I usually put what's your go-to worship song, but
I know.
just something that you just love listening to. That's just like I enjoy, maybe reading or doing a study with, or because sometimes I'll put worship music on when I do that, or just whenever you're listening, when it might be.
I like all different expressions of worship. I really do. Like I'm not locked in on one different genre or music style.
Yeah.
Like if you hear a playlist of mine on Spotify, it would be very eclectic sounding.
Right.
So I don't. So like, I mean, when I first heard that question, like Keith Green's popped into my mind.
Yeah.
He was a worship artist from the 1970s.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, I enjoy hymns. I
Yeah.
enjoy the great hymns of the faith.
What's one of your favorite hymns?
My favorite hymn I think is "I stand amazed in the presence of Jesus,
That's a good one.
the Nazarene, and wonder how he could love me, a sinner condemned unclean."
Yes.
And the last stanza of that is, when with the ransomed in glory, his face I at last shall
Yes.
see.
Ooh.
Like we're going to see his face.
Right. That's so
I'm-
good.
I stand in his presence, can't believe he loved me. I was unlovable, he loved me. One day I'll see him face to face.
Yes.
That, to me, it's so precious.
Oh,
I also
yeah.
love In the Garden.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
love that kind of the reflective, meditative, quiet solitude picture
Mm-hmm.
you get of just being with the Lord in quietness. But also, but listen, I love elevation worship. Bethel music has ministered to me. Hillsongs. I mean, there's a lot of Sovereign Grace music. There's
Yes.
a lot out there that has ministered to me, and so, yeah.
Just kind of like pick one. That's
Chris
so good.
Tomlin. What go on?
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
the list goes on. But no, I love it.
Phil
And that-
Wickham?
Phil Wickham.
Whatever.
Phil Wickham's been killing it lately. And I don't know if you've seen the David movie that has come out. It's a children's movie I think they were just trying to pretty much when David was young.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't read your Bible, but where he kills Goliath and then all these other different things, pretty much when he grows up and how he's all these other different stuff, and it was really good. But Phil Wickham sings in it, and he plays David,
wow.
and he voices David, and so I was like, well, that's really cool.
Yes.
You get to hear him lead worship, or you hear him lead worship all
Yeah.
the time, but I thought him being the voice of David and how David sings and does all this stuff and that you see, thought that was a really cool just moment for just to hear them. So anyway, but yeah, so we're going to take this quick break and we'll have our last segment. It's just looking ahead, what ministry looks like going forward. But we're going to take a quick break and then we will be back here right after this.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs, all conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mems Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mems Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
We're back with our last segment with Faith on the Ground, just looking ahead. But Daniel, what are you currently just praying for in your ministry right now?
I'm praying for longevity.
Yeah.
I want to stay. I want to stay at Jemison a long time. I want to see the fruit of laboring in that field.
Yeah.
As it grows and develops. I'm praying for longevity in other areas of my life also, for just ministry in general, and health. So yes, that the Lord will just enable me to stay faithful and grounded.
Yeah.
And to root it.
Absolutely.
Grow
Come on.
deep roots.
And so I guess kind of going off of that, this can kind of seem in the same area, but
That's okay.
What's just a dream that you have for this next season that you have? Or this next season of your work and your ministry?
Yes. Oh, well, that may be the question you've stumped me on, I'll be honest.
You got me.
Uh-huh.
No,
Yeah,
and that could
so-
be just either different areas of your church, you personally, or...
Yeah. I think that the church is at a spot. I mentioned, freeing people up to do ministry. Church can only grow so large with the pastor's hand involved in everything.
Yeah.
And so as a church reaches more people and tries to expand its footprint into a community, you've got to get beyond the place to where the pastor has to be at everything or be involved in everything. And so I guess that is just simply the dream for the next chapter of ministry.
Yeah.
That the members, that the church will begin to continue to start new ministries,
Right.
and do ministry that I will be incapable. I can't make every visit. I can't make every phone call. I can't teach every whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess just enabling it to get out of my hands.
Yeah.
Not in an unruly way, but in a way that the ministry can multiply,
Right.
and more people can be touched
Yeah,
through
for sure.
the church than I would ever personally be able to touch on my own.
Yeah.
And plus, different people reach different people, and so some people may not gravitate towards me, but you know what? There's somebody else that
Right.
they would gravitate towards.
Oh, absolutely. That's been one thing. It's been really cool. Even in I've seen in my ministry
Yeah.
as is getting some folks that, like, when they help with youth or anything else
Yeah.
like that. There are some kids that might not want to talk to me at all, and I've seen it. That they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
going on?" Hey, but I've had one leader come in, and I just said, "Man, just come in here and just get to know these kids, like, and because he's younger, he's awesome, and and he will just sit there and he will play pool or he will play a video game with these guys."
Yeah.
And they love him.
Yes.
And it has been the coolest thing just to see that just flourish. And that's something that he might be better at doing that than I am. And I'm just like, man, please go for it. And so it's been, I think I agree with what you're saying, that people react differently to other people as well. And so I think that is so good. But definitely praying for that for sure. That y'all just have just more folks just step in and serve in that way.
Yes.
And so I love this question. What is something that you would tell yourself first starting out, either pastoring or when you first got your first pastor job or ministry job?
Well, I think it goes back to this. I mean, don't be in such a big hurry.
Yeah.
Like, don't always be, trying to get to the next stop, trying to do the next thing. I mean, just be present in the moment where you are. Like give the person who is in front of you at that moment is the most important person in your life.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if your phone's buzzing in your pocket or where you're going to next. Just be present in that moment and give yourself fully to the person that is in front of you.
Yeah.
And again, people, you used to hear the old preachers say the joke, like, if it wasn't for the people pastoring, or what, well, if it wasn't for people, pastoring wouldn't be so bad. You've heard people say stuff like that. Well, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pastoring is about people.
Yeah.
And so preaching is about people. It's about meeting people's needs and helping people.
Absolutely.
And so again, I would tell myself just the importance of people and being patient with people and listening to people and being present with people. And then also this, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. Let me explain that.
Yeah.
None of us are experts the first time we do something.
Yeah.
We had to fall off the bike before we learned how to ride the bike. So, I mean, the first sermons you preach, you have to learn how to do things.
Yeah.
And so don't beat yourself up. If it didn't go well, if you messed up, if you feel like a failure, don't beat yourself up. Just be patient with yourself and get back up and try again.
Yeah.
Another thing too is, I think, and especially for pastors, they feel this way, like as if the pressure to preach the greatest sermon ever, or the best sermon, or you want to hear someone walk out the door of the church and say, "That was the best sermon, preacher. That was the best sermon I've ever heard."
Yeah.
Like preachers tend to want to hear stuff like that.
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, and so we tend to overestimate the value of one really great sermon.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great sermon. But we underestimate the importance of just 52 just solid, faithful, biblical sermons.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
take the pressure off of trying to preach the best sermon ever preached, and just be consistent at trying to faithfully, humbly, preach the Bible in a way that honors Christ and in a way that helps the people to whom you're ministering. I don't know, just be
absolutely.
consistent. Just
For
be
sure.
consistent and balanced.
That's so good.
I don't know.
That's speaking to me. Come on. That is so good. And I think I do agree on that. I think a lot of folks, especially when folks just starting out, we focus on just that perfect message that's ever been written.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're focusing on speaking to these people and to showing them, hey, this is what the Word of God is saying. We are speaking life into you as well. It's not meant to just be words that are just said, but just showing you what the gospel is, showing you what the Word of God says, and just speaking to folks who are hurting and just struggling with so many different things, and you can bring this to them. I think is so good.
Yeah, and another thing, well, that spawned a thought in my mind, and now
Yeah.
it came and went.
No,
I'm at that age now.
I hate when that happens. It's the worst.
Yes.
But no, I 100% agree with you. And just being able to see God move through that. And so I think that is a great thing. The first start out, just don't get so caught up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Preach what you know. Let
Yes.
me say that too. Preach what you know. You know, you got young, young guys. Like, there's no reason to go and preach a sermon series on the, on the end times when you're 18 years old, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, or some random obscure scripture passage. I mean, when you're starting out, I mean, preach what you know,
Yeah.
and that it'll be more genuine and more real in
Yeah.
that way.
That's good. Absolutely.
And go deeper. You
oh, yeah,
learn
for
more
sure.
and go deeper with the Lord as
You
you
yourself
as you
actually learn
progress.
more. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great.
But if what you know is John 3:16, preach John 3:16.
Go for it.
Man.
That's great.
As opposed to Habakkuk chapter 2.
Yeah. Okay, it's like we know this one. You stay with that. And so moving forward on this last question, how can just us, the community as a whole, just be praying for you personally, for you and your ministry and everything?
Well, listen, Jimson's a great church.
Yeah.
I am so blessed. I just don't want to mess it up. Honestly,
Yeah.
that I just won't mess things up.
Yeah.
I want the church to flourish, to thrive spiritually, as well as in other ways, and that I'll be faithful,
Yeah.
and that God can see fit to use me there,
Yeah.
and that I won't mess it up.
Uh,
And I want to be a good husband to Aaron. I want to be a good dad to my boys. I want to be a good member of our community. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to leave a good testimony
Yeah.
of my life.
Absolutely.
And so just I want people to pray for that I would leave a good testimony behind.
Awesome. I love it. Well, we will definitely be doing that. And so, but man, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
Oh, I love you, Ian.
this
And you've made this easy.
Hey, I'm glad we could just have some conversation. We could get to know you just a little bit better. If some folks who haven't met you or don't know the real Daniel, but just all that stuff. But man, it's been great. And so, but thank you guys so much for checking in and listening this morning. We'll be back next week here at Piper Peach, either on Piper Peach Gospel or on Piper Peach Radio, Facebook, or YouTube. Tuesdays at 10:30. We'd love for you to just check back in, and we will see you guys next week.